Welcome back to our series on Kubernetes for beginners. In the previous video, we have discussed about the Kubernetes architecture. In this video, we will be setting our own Kubernetes cluster. To start with setting up Kubernetes, we will make use of Minikube. So what is Minikube? Minikube is an application which, as the name suggests, help us setting up local Kubernetes and develop Kubernetes resources. Installing Minikube is very simple. How to install it? Well, search for Minikube on any browser and open the official site. As per the official site, we have certain hardware requirements that needs to be taken care of. Like we need 2 or more CPUs, 2 GB of free memory, 20 GB of free disk space, and an internet connection. Also, we need a container or a virtual machine manager. A container like a Docker, Container D, HyperKit, Hyper-V, or a VirtualBox. In the previous video, we have already installed Docker and hence we will continue with the same container tool, that is Docker. Okay, so let's start. Download the installer by simply clicking on this link. This will download an exe file. We need to double click on the downloaded installer file to start the installation process. Now we need to follow the instructions on the screen, which are pretty straightforward, to complete the Minikube installation. We can also make use of Windows PowerShell to install the Minikube, for which the command is mentioned on the official site. So simply just open the PowerShell and copy paste the command and that will install the Minikube. Okay, once the Minikube is installed, we need to define the environment path variables. Again, we can do it from a UI or using a PowerShell script. So we will open PowerShell, but remember we have to open it as an administrator and then we have to paste the following command. I have mentioned this command in the description as well. So yeah, we'll copy this command and simply click enter. So this will set the environment variables, and once the environment variable is set, we need to restart our machine. Okay, once the machine is restarted, open PowerShell or a terminal and type Minikube version. This will list down Minikube version and that means Minikube is successfully installed on our machine. Okay, now in order to use Minikube, we will need to install kubectl. So what is kubectl? Kubectl is a command line tool for interacting with Kubernetes cluster, that is Minikube. Don't confuse it with kubelet that we had seen in the Kubernetes architecture. While kubectl is a command line tool, the kubelet is a component that runs on every worker node. It will act as an agent that communicates with control plane through kube API server. So both are different things. Okay, so how to install kubectl? Okay, now to install kubectl CLI on Windows machine, we need to download kubectl. So simply open a web browser and follow the below link and download the latest version of kubectl for Windows. Okay, once the installer is downloaded, simply double click on the downloaded kubectl executable file to start the installation process and follow the instructions on the screen, which are pretty straightforward. Since I have already installed this on my machine, I'll skip this part. Then like Minikube, we also have to set up environment variable for kubectl. So simply on the Windows icon, search for environment variable, select the environment variables and under system variables, scroll down and find the path variable. Click on edit and then click on new and add the location of kubectl executable file, that is like under the program files or wherever you have installed the kubectl. Now click OK to close all the windows. Now again open command prompt or a terminal and type kubectl version, just the way we did for Minikube version. Similarly, we will type kubectl version and that should display the version on the screen. That's it. We have successfully installed the kubectl CLI or a command line tool on Windows and also we have installed Minikube. Okay, now on the command prompt type Minikube start and wait for Minikube to start. This may take a few minutes. You can also verify the status of Minikube by simply typing Minikube status in the command prompt. That's it for this video. We are now ready to start our Kubernetes journey as we have done the local setup by installing and setting Docker desktop Minikube, and Kubectl. See you in the next video where we start creating Kubernetes resources. Thank you for watching. If you like the content, please share with your friends and colleagues and do subscribe to the channel. Thank you.